Cast. Whoa, we are recording. Do we have Kristen here, honey?
Yes, we do.
All right, good evening, everybody. It is Sean and Michelle here, and we have the incredible, beautiful Kristen Cunningham. I'm looking for her. I do not see her on my screen. Kristen, where in the world are you? If you can unmute.
I'm the unrecognizable one after like a red eye, 2 flights. Like, I'm here. Just
There she is. Look at that cute blue Life Vantage hat. I love that hat.
isn't it so cute?
That is so cute. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, well, if you look in the comments or in the chat, you guys, you can see where everybody's coming in from. Number one, that's the coolest, most beautiful thing ever, that we can connect on a Zoom all across the world here and come together with one big purpose, and that is really making a difference and an impact in the world for the people that are in front of us, for the things that are most important for them. And sometimes, you guys, those people just don't even know that the ability is there in other areas of their life too. So we pour life into them, we listen to them, we ask questions, and then we help give them vision, right? Vision and hope and abundance. We've had a lot of different calls today, and just speaking to the abundance mentality, abundance in health, abundance in life, abundance in finances, abundance in relationship, abundance in like all these different things. So we just want to welcome especially the brand new consultants that we have here in the One Person Big Difference Life Vantage family. So let's give a round of applause and a big welcome to all of you out there. We want to get to know you. We want to hear you. We want to know your goals. We want to know all of it. And just know this is a safe, beautiful place for you to thrive. And we are so, so happy that you're here. And we are so blessed to have the incredible, like I said, Kristen Cunningham, who is our Chief Global Sales Officer. I don't know if that's your exact title, but it's something like that. There we go. I was so fortunate to meet Kristen literally days after she came to Life Vantage. I think we were in Florida, and we were sitting across from each other, and it was basically both of our birthdays. And I just, when you meet somebody and you just are like, okay, this person is grounded in awesomeness. And just loved watching her come into the company being new, right? How does it feel when you come to something that's brand new, and that feeling of, oh my gosh, like, especially for those of you that are new here, just that feeling of, what is going on here? How are these people? What is it all like? What's it going to be? And then bringing her expertise. But for those of you that are new, we're so excited for you to bring your expertise and to bring your heart, and so that we can learn from all of you. So Kristen is here to give us a few different things, and she's got to pop off because she's got another call with who is it? The Philippines or Japan?
Japan.
Japan. But I just want to, if we can put in the chat, you guys, or throw this here too. Kristen works 24/7. Even when she's sleeping for maybe the 1 or 2 hours, her brain in her sleep is thinking of how she's going to wake up and help benefit each and every one of you in this company. And I mean that with the core of me. We have had late nights, past midnight and beyond, texting and talking in regards to also, Kristen, we just thank you for leading us and for loving us and for caring. To have a corporate staff who is all in, and when I say they are all in, it is not hype, it is not fluff. They are literally all in for each of you. So she's going to come and just share a little of her vision, what's been going on since GLP-1 launched. Put in the chat if you've ordered and received your GLP-1. Let's see the chat. And if you've been getting activated on that, put a 5, because I like to do high fives if you are just so excited and you're already noticing some things. But Kristen, welcome. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us for a few minutes, giving us the vision and where we're going and what to expect and all those things.
Oh, thank you so much, Michelle. You all know this, but the Poes are just tremendous leaders. They lead by example. I always say, if I could be like half as positive as Michelle Poe is all the time, and half as smart as Sean is with the numbers, I'd be in good shape. But I'm so appreciative of everything that you're doing. And I gotta just ask, put in the chat, like, are you all having so much fun with this product launch? Like, I have an endless amount of energy for this kind of momentum and excitement. I hope you are all feeling it. I hope you're feeling just the excitement, the importance of what we have here. And I know so many of you are absolutely crushing it. Now, I'm going to ask this, and I know the numbers, and so I know it's so many of you, but how many of you on this call have rank advanced since Kansas City? I know it's basically all of you. It has been so impressive what this team has done in just a couple of short weeks. Like, we have to have set so many records for the shortest time from going from MC3 to EC1 to EC2. Just congratulations on all you're doing. And I was thinking about kind of the pose one person big difference, and it like kind of hit me with this week with this launch, what's going on. And I was thinking about it with one conversation, one difference. And you were all invited to LifeVantage by somebody. I know for some of you, it took many conversations, but it was one final conversation that made you make that decision, that led you to say yes to LifeVantage. Was it whether it was as a customer initially or as a consultant? It was one additional conversation. And if you think about that, I was thinking about the conversation to the pose to get that angry guy in the back of the room to finally say, like, what if his enroller, what if Carrie had stopped? What if she had stopped at conversation, or what if that person had stopped at conversation 20 instead of conversation 21, or how many people it was? Would none of you wouldn't be here. And like, when you think about it in that kind of perspective, it really changes so many things. And we have an opportunity with this launch. We're seeing, like, I don't even know what to compare it to, because there is nothing to compare it to. But we thought collagen was good. I think you guys have seen now that what we did with collagen in about 10 weeks, we did in 2 days with GLP-1 in this mind body system. Amazing, amazing things are happening. And I was talking to a leader the other day, and what I love so much about this is it is giving people a reason to believe in themselves even more. Like, you're seeing people think bigger, dream bigger. I was talking to someone who their goal was like to hit EC2. And I said, I think you could hit EC3. Like, that's how big this is. And initially she was like, no, I don't think so. Like, it's going to be too short. We don't have enough time. And I was talking to her enroller yesterday, and it's like, no, she's probably going to hit it this month. And just seeing those kind of things happen and people transform their own belief on what they're doing on themselves as a leader, but on this amazing company, has been just so powerful. And one of the things I learned kind of early on that has always stuck with me is volume or a rank doesn't equal leadership. And that might seem a little counterintuitive, because you're like, well, that's part of the leadership bonus and all that. And it is, and you get paid all those wonderful bonuses. But what excites me the most over the next few weeks is you are going to have all sorts of people step up and lead. You're going to have all sorts of people raise their hand that say, this is my time, regardless of the rank that they're at. And, leadership is interesting, because when it's exciting and there's momentum, it's kind of easy, right? It's easy to get on board with like, yeah, let's lead through this. When things get hard, to me, that's when like the real leaders show up. And I was talking to someone yesterday or last week who has rank advanced, has had a ton of success on their teams. And they were like, well, we're going to run out of product. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do when that happens? And I kind of stopped her, and I said, well, you heard Sean and Brandon and Skip, like, what did they say to do? Like, I literally referenced the conversation where it was like, this is coming. How are you going to prepare for it? Number one, how are you going to take advantage of what we have right now? But most importantly, what are you going to do next month when we are in a situation where we don't have inventory? Because as I look at it, that's where the strongest leaders are going to come out of, is getting through November with growth. And what I love about what this team has done especially well, and in talking to Sean and Michelle, they kind of reminded me, hey, we didn't have inventory in September, and look what we did in September. Like, y'all know how to pre-launch a product. So we're in like a pre-launch situation here. But it's because you were in activity. It's because you didn't start the moment we launched Mind Body, you didn't start talking about LifeVantage. You had been talking about it for months. You had been really active in growing your business and enrolling people for such a long time. So I'm going to challenge you to go through November with that exact same mindset. Now, one of the questions I always get is like, what date, when, how much? And the reality is you guys, I think our forecast, like our analytics team, please just bless them to stay sane over the next little while, because they are like constantly watching, monitoring how, and we got to the point that it was like, we can't predict a day. You're seeing this happen at just record levels, which has been absolutely exciting. But I will tell you, it will run out in October. I believe it's not going to be here through all of October. So then the next question is, well, when are we getting it back? And here's one thing I want you to feel confident in with your corporate team is we are doing everything we can to shorten that out of stock time and to get even more of it. You know, Steve and our operations team have been working with our suppliers. I think they are as shocked as we are. And trust me, they want to help us get that back in stock immediately too. But I want you to know that we are doing everything we possibly can to pull that up. And I want, you know, I'm going to ask you a favor. You know, we talk about being a team here, and I know this is one person, big difference, but I'm going to ask you to think of us as like the team life vantage right now. I promise we will do everything we can to get this product back immediately. I mean, to the point that I personally am about to run out of it. I was lucky enough to get one, but even me, I'm like, come on, I don't want to be out. But I promise you we're gonna do everything we can, but I need you all to help us. And what I mean by that is I need you to help lead through this. This is a team that has incredible leadership all over the place, but I need you all to continue to lead through it with us and partner with us. And what does that mean? Well, to me, a great leader is good at positioning things. So when you have people that are like, oh, I don't want to order, or I'm just going to wait because I don't want to grow too much because we have the product, we don't have the product. Instead, I want you to think of it as like, well, do you want to be first in line or like last in line? Like this product is going to fly off the shelf. Like we're already seeing it. We've never experienced anything like this. So that just positioning of get in line. Like if you don't want it, that's great. I understand someone else is going to want it. And you're going to have opportunities within the next 6 weeks to really kind of craft your mindset and really hone those leadership skills. As you hear people worrying about it, I want you to remember what you heard in Kansas City from the presidentials on stage and how you get in front of this. Like you really need to treat this as the biggest, it's almost like a company launch with all the excitement that we're seeing. So I'm going to challenge you to treat it that way, just as a leader. You know, we have big goals as a company. And when I say we, I mean, along with all of you, we believe we can double this business in 3 years. And it's one thing to think about that just from a numbers perspective, but I want you to think of how many people that is who are on MindBody or who are on Protandim. What does that look like for the world? I was in Puerto Rico yesterday. I think I was on the plane longer than I was actually in. Just one second, okay? Longer than I was actually in Puerto Rico, but we were having a discussion, and I just said, imagine if half of this, if 50% of this island lost 5 pounds. And I don't know if you all have been to Puerto Rico, it's some incredible food. So they were sure to tell me that there were people that could afford to lose 5 pounds. But what would happen if just half of the people in this country lost 5 pounds? What would that impact be? Like on our economy, on our healthcare system, it would be billions and billions of dollars. It would be absolutely incredible. Think about it from a health perspective. Think how much healthier people would be. The next thing we're talking about is imagine what would happen if everybody had $500 extra. Do you know somebody who that would make a difference for? Of course you do. Like what would happen to people's lives if they were making an extra $6,000 a year or $500 a month? Like the possibilities would be absolutely endless. So I'm going to ask you to keep those things kind of in mind as we go through November, because the mission that we have here is too important to take our foot off the gas. And that might seem counterintuitive if you're like, well, we're out of stock, we have to. Absolutely not. This is the time to pour gas on that fire. Keep enrolling. Go back to what you did in September. And I promise you that we're going to keep doing the things that we do every single day to continue to pull that order forward. But I also hope that you will all take time to celebrate what you've done. I feel like I am texting Sean and Michelle nonstop just for like, let's have a volume update. Like, to see what this group has done in 2 weeks, I've never seen anything like it. I'm so proud of every single one of you on this call. The Poes are amazing leaders, but every time I try to give them a compliment, they quickly tell me that it's all of you and not them. And so I hope you guys will really, celebrate what you've done, but keep doing it, because I think we've only scratched the surface of the impact that we can have. And remind yourself of that concept of one person, big difference, but one more conversation. What does one more conversation in your business look like? And as we all do that, the impact that we have is just truly enormous. So we love you. We appreciate you. I am so thankful for all that you do every single day. And I promise we will run as fast and as hard as you guys all would like to run. So thank you so much for letting me join you for a few minutes tonight.
You rock, you rock. Thank you so much, Kristen. Our partnership between corporate and the field is amazing, and we couldn't ask for better leadership. So enjoy your family for a bit while you can, because we got some work to do.
We do. We're here for it. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.
Kristen.
Thank you so much, Kristen.
No problem. Bye.
Bye. And I will tell you guys, oh my gosh, the updates of things changing regularly and fast and furious is real. I was talking to some people, and especially our leadership team earlier today. I said, you guys keep going, because we don't know when we go on back order, when it's going to be coming back out. It could happen, when they're originally thinking. It could happen like within days. I mean, we just don't know. A few weeks ago, it was Canada was right. Those of you Canadians here, we love you. Put in the chat if you're from Canada, put a 3, because lucky 3. It was like, no, Canada is not going to be able to get this GLP-1 mind body activator now. It's just not going to be able to launch on NFR or anywhere at all. It was just no. And we were like, oh, we have to get Canada. And, it's not a company thing. It's you have to go through approvals through their country. And there's just so much with it. But here's the deal. Corporate cares. And it's about every single person, every single market. And they kept going and going and fighting and making it happen. And then it was no. And then boom, we got a text. Canada's in, it's launching on NFR the same time. And so we throw up hands in the air and we celebrate. And the same thing has happened. If any of you know anybody in Australia or New Zealand, same thing. Unfortunately, no. Well, now they've got NFR started in New Zealand, and it looks like for Australia next month in November, it's most likely going to be available there for them to have. How cool is that? Right? So you sit there, and these conversations of shipping and ingredients, and when they say they're working around the clock and all these analytics people, I can just see the screens and the things going, because Sean used to actually forecast prior to LifeVantage, and his mind is blown and through all of this. So just know, just have peace in your heart to know that we are talking with them regularly, and they are literally working 24/7. I am so proud and I'm so grateful and I'm so honored to be a part of a company that works like they do. We were on the phone with, what time was it last night? Like midnight, Sean. We were on the phone with Jake through corporate, who works directly with Kristen, and getting some new updates on the product. And we already can tell you some of those things are even moving forward that we didn't know about even 2 days ago. So I'm going to let you talk, Sean, and then we'll get back to it. But wow, blessed.
Love it.
Say the gratitudes as many times a day as you can, because we are so blessed.
Yeah, and I think she said it perfect. It's a pre-launch that we're getting ready to enter. But one of the amazing things that we're going to have an advantage over that we didn't prior was when we were crushing this, trying to build it up in June and July and August, September, early October. If somebody wasn't wanting other activator products and they were new, we had to just make lists. And then we were contacting them once it launched and trying to get them into the system. And it was a frenzy. The cool thing with it going on back order is it is going to allow people to get into the company, get an ID number, password, all of that, and know that they're first in line when the product gets restocked. So that's number one, really, really cool. An advantage that we didn't have IT wise prior to the launch. So that's the very first thing that I would say is focus on what's going to happen with your activity when it sells out until it gets restocked, the results that are going to happen for you for the next several months because of the energy and effort that you put in during the time that it's down. I know that we've got some brand new people here. I'm super excited for you. We've been in the company for 13 and a half years. And I honestly thought if the organization was up 400 or 500,000 this month, that would be a successful launch. We're up probably almost 4 times that. And it isn't slowing down. And that's where I get super excited because what has been built right now was literally off of about 20 to 25 people's experience that earned the product through the Rise Era Summit. And so if you think about what's going to happen when it's not 20 or 25 people's stories that's being shared, but literally thousands and then tens of thousands of people and their experience on the product, their results, people that know them that are like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? That's when this is going to truly explode. So this isn't like we launched the product, it popped, and then it's going to drop off and we go back to normal business. This company will never, ever, ever be the same. Our leadership group and on the field advisory board, we talked about, different analogies of what this looks like. And I want to change it up a little bit because maybe some of those people that have heard me 3 or 4 times tell that story. I'll use a different analogy. And let's say that all of us are given the opportunity to collect water. It's going to rain. Everybody has an opportunity to go outside and hold out some sort of cup or bucket. And the reality is, the bigger that bucket is, the more water you're going to collect when it rains, right? And so I want you to think of your business in that aspect. We had this run up from the end of June when we first were able to talk about the new product up until October 11th. And tons of people went to work and really gained momentum heading into it. And so they had a bigger bucket to collect that water when the launch happened. Now, when we go on back order, that, what did she say, pre-launch, we're going to have the same opportunity to have growth within our businesses happen. And so I really want you to think bigger, to dream bigger, think what is possible for you. You'll have the opportunity to switch out. Like, let's say right now you're holding a Dixie cup or you're holding a Solo cup. And you're like, no, I want to take advantage of this. I want this to be my chance, my opportunity. And I'm going to throw away that Solo cup and I'm bringing out a giant bucket. Or maybe you already had the giant bucket out and you saw what happened with your business already. And you're like, I'm getting rid of this giant bucket. I'm getting one of those kiddie pools and I'm going to collect as much water as possible in that. And that's the opportunity, because you guys, like Michelle said, my previous career in the corporate world, I was paid to forecast numbers and I got very, very good at it. And I can tell you, and I told you earlier what I thought that this would be if it was a good, successful launch. I wasn't even close. I had no clue the potential. And this is just the beginning. It's going to get way bigger. The next 12 to 18 months is going to change people's lives forever. And, that part of it isn't for everybody, but I really want you to analyze and decide for you what you want this to be. We've seen people's businesses grow from 18,000 to over 200,000. We've seen people that, have been doing this for years and trying to tell that activation story about NRF2. And now all of a sudden they're having success because of the simplicity of what we have, and it works. The science that was revealed on October 11th, you guys, that's all that we need, before and afters in that science. If anybody asks you, well, in comparison to this, how does it compare? Show them the science. In comparison to this other thing, how does it compare? Show them the science. We don't have to make crazy claims. We just have to tell the truth. And the reality is this is a game changer. This transformed the company into a very, very different company. But the cool thing is we're all along for the ride together. And I promise you, you won't have a lack of tools. You won't have a lack of resources. You won't have a lack of leadership. We've put in the energy and effort to put those into place for you already. And so it's really just telling that story, educating people both on the product side, but also the business side. Because there's so many people coming into the business. Usually a good month for us on new consultants would have been like 70 or 80. You guys, were well over 500 new consultants into the organization this month. We have well over 300 rank advancements that have already happened this month. We have over 3,000 new customers that have joined our organization. And again, it's the tip of the iceberg. I think, truthfully, I said this from stage in Kansas City, whatever you were thinking potentially this could be, add another zero to it at least. And I think it's going to be even bigger than that. But what we won't have is the opportunities again to go back and redo the energy and effort that is required to build momentum, right? And so if you're just starting to push that boulder up the hill, help us, or let us help you push it up the hill. If you've already pushed it up a little ways, let's get it up a little bit higher. And I'll never, ever forget 13 and a half years ago, I was sitting on a phone call with Stu Brody, who's the top of our organization. He has some of the highest numbers in the entire company. And he told me, he goes, Sean, at first, it's going to seem like you're drastically underpaid for what you're doing and the energy and the effort that you're putting into it. But at some point, if you continue to do what we tell you to do, you're going to be so drastically overpaid for the work that you put in, it's not even funny. And that always stuck in the back of my head. It always stuck in the back of my head because I'm willing to put in the work. I'm willing to put in the effort, knowing that at some point in time, the results will follow. And now's the time. I'll throw it back over to you for a second, Michelle.
Oh my gosh, that's powerful. Who here? I saw some in the chat about the ocean, right? And then I got a text here saying the Olympic pool, the water analogy. Could you guys feel it? Like what that means for you? Do you want a Dixie cup? Do you want a baby pool? Do you want a pool, like a regular sized pool? Do you want an Olympic sized pool? Do you want a lake? Do you want the ocean? Let that sink in. Yes, Mia, let that sink in, because you guys, it's exciting times, it's powerful times, it's all of this. And you guys know us, we're passionate people, but we will never sugarcoat, ever, because we love you, and that's not cool, right? This is real. This is beyond so real. And what Kristen was saying, your mindset, your attitude, you being a strong boulder when people are like, oh my gosh, it's gone. Be like, isn't that amazing? I mean, of course we want it, but this is how big it is. Let's get in line to get this product now. If you order it now, when it's back in, it's going to ship to you right away. Like Sean said, we didn't have that opportunity before. It was just list, throw it in. Get it in, get it shipped, and all of that. Stay on your subscriptions. You can alter and do those things at any time. Don't be changing things around, you guys, for the unknown. Like I said, it could magically just come in moments that we aren't aware of. So don't do all that. But you guys, vision. Who is in to be the leaders in November? When they say the leaders are going to show up. If you're brand new, you are here for a reason. You are here for a purpose. You are a leader. You are a difference maker. The world needs you, and people need these products. And do not prejudge who needs them or not. Those of you that know my story, you already know that my blood work significantly changed in 7 weeks. Cheryl, Dr. Cheryl's on here. Cheryl, did my blood work change significantly in 6-7 weeks? Crazy, crazy goodness, visceral fat, my my muscle mass, you guys, increased. It's exactly what the research says. So as people were saying, the truth is good enough, but how big is your list? How many people are you going to bless? Are you asking your customers? Are you asking the prospects? Are you asking your consultants? Who do you know who? Who needs this information? Think bigger. Get the there's called the memory jogger. It's in our team website. If you just have like sometimes we get stuck, right? We're like, oh, who else is out there? You can get that memory jogger and then you see like, oh, my insurance agent, oh, my church person over here, oh, the teachers, oh, the principals, and then your brain just starts opening up again. But go and invite them into your group's GLP-1 pages, whatever page that is, get them in there and start sharing what we've got because it is real. Yes, ask for referrals. And I love what Leslie put into the chat. You guys watch the chat. There's a lot of great things happening in here. Leslie's saying, remember to tell them about Axio, the fat burn, the collagen. Of course, everybody on the planet needs Protandim Nerf too, right? Everybody needs all of that. When you are in our GLP-1 activator page, you guys, remember to go in there. Share your testimony. Put hashtag testimony in there. Share what's going on for you because you're giving hope and you're giving light to others that are there. If you want more education, hashtag education. Go in there into the guides and show people where the doctors are, giving all of their information. Be a value adder. Everything that we put on there into that page, let's serve others and be positive and be a bright light and be a safe place for those people. Sean, I know you had more.
Yeah, so one thing that I want you guys to be aware of, those of you in our organization that are in our GLP-1 group, you will see here within the week us coming out with kind of a challenge around there that we're going to have some prizes put in there. And it's going to be very, very simplistic as far as what's required. What I would suggest right now, if you have the product and you haven't taken measurements, please take the measurements now. Take the photos now. I 100% know it's not comfortable to take those photos, and it's even more uncomfortable to post those. But the cool thing is if you choose not to post them, you never have to. But what you can't go back and do if you have amazing results, if you didn't document up front, you can't go back and get those measurements. You can't go back and get those pictures. So do yourself a favor. Number one is take the pictures, take the measurements. Again, you don't ever have to share with another soul. They can be for your own use, but it's going to give you good indications of what the product's doing for you. Number two, give the product time. There's some people out there that are reporting amazing things that have happened in a week. Some people, it's a little bit slower. The weight number is not the most important number. That's going to happen over time. What we're seeing happen faster is increases in energy, decreases in inches all over the body, things like that. We're starting to see a lot more of that quicker. So just know the science is there. The weight will follow if that's one of your goals, but know that you have to give it time. It isn't a magic serum that's going to just evaporate everything overnight. So the study was done. There's stuff that was done over an 8-week period of time. There's stuff that was done over a 12-month period of time. Allow your body to get back into balance and correct itself as the benefits are happening. So that would be my second advice for you. And then third, I just want to go back to being able to share the story. I think people are pretty open about health concerns that they have or goals that they have. Sometimes what's behind closed doors is what's happening to somebody's family financially. And you've heard me say this for years, those of you that have been in the company. If it's not you, you do have friends and family that will go to bed tonight praying for something to change. They don't know where it's going to come from. They don't know how it's going to happen, but they're on their knees begging for something to change. And I'm telling you, you have an answer. They might not know, though, unless you share it with them, that this could be their ticket. This could be their turn, their chance. And so don't be afraid to talk about the business. And especially if a customer is giving you referrals, tell them you'll take referrals all day long, but they have the opportunity to get commission based off of those referrals, and give them that opportunity to get in, because the business itself, when it's done right with the right people, the right products, the right systems, is amazing. And they're already doing the work if they're referring people to you, right? And so get out of your head on that. I know that that can be a barrier for a lot of people, is getting that concrete bazooka proof foundation of what this profession represents. But I don't know what else we could have done over the last 13 and a half years to impact as many people as we have through this opportunity, both on the products and on the business side. So do yourself a favor, share the whole story. It doesn't have to be long, or get them to a tool that shares the information, or your upline, your leadership team, whoever it is, because people are going to want to join you in the business and on the products.
I love that you said that, and I love Amy put into the chat, have one-on-one conversations with your new people and encourage them to watch a short overview so they can see what they have really invested in. You guys, we know how great this GLP-1 activator is, and we're just getting started to see it, but how huge is collagen and protanum nerve 2? How huge is Axio, right? I see people talking about the fat burn and how big that is, and how big is our probiotic and our prebiotic. So when people order, we want to create raving fans for our customers, right? We want to give them the best service possible. And so again, being so positive, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. Here's the link to make sure that you do your measurements, that you do like all this and that. Super, super, super excited for you. But here's the deal. We just are getting you started. You've got to see what the other monumental and breakthrough products, because, and then you can start and say, did you know that this company, is traded on the NASDAQ, it's transparent, and the ABC Primetime Investigative Report came in, and because it sounded too good, just like this GLP-1 activator, it sounds too good to be true, right? Well, guess what? That's what this company does. They create products that sound too good to be true. So ABC wanted to come in and expose them. But guess what? It ended positive, and it was even better than what the company said. That's what we create. So we need to get your body activated. We need to get those detoxification pathways open. We got to get your brain activated to get those neurotransmitters going, your gut, your brain, and just talk to them about the end in mind. I had a lot of these conversations today about giving them vision of what they are going to feel like, look like, go through. If anybody is like, oh, I'm a little bit extra gassy, or oh, instead of being like, oh man, I'm so sorry that's happening. Are you kidding me? That's exciting. That means it's working. We're getting in there. That gut is going. It's going to connect to the brain. Your brain's going to open up. Your body's going to open up. Your cells, like all these things are going to be great. So we give them that vision to talk about how much better they're going to feel. Like, I know that's kind of a bummer and kind of uncomfortable right now, but OMG, how awesome is that? That means that it's working. And so helping them see that and say, you've got to watch this quick, and whatever it is, like Sean said, whatever your team says, this ABC Primetime Investigative Report, this quick overview. I personally like to share a whole overview. And I have, oh my gosh, Tanya has the poo emoji. That's so cute. The ABC Prime, I love the sharing. Me personally, I share Sean and Dr. Melody from, all this time before, because I'll tell them, we have a top doctor. You got to listen to all the science of everything she says. She's been voted top doc so many times. And then I'll say, if you want to stop at there because you want to hear all the science, that's great. But Sean, you can say Sean is going to share this, my friend Sean, or I say my husband is going to talk a little bit about the business. That may not be for you. That's totally okay. You can shut the video off and then we can talk about everything else on the products. But everybody always listens to the rest of it, because then they do get the full picture. And people do say then, oh, I can get my products paid for. Oh, I was thinking of other people. I haven't thought about that. Oh, I didn't realize this was actually a business. And oh my gosh, they start thinking differently. So give them that vision of the other products that we create and what is happening in your guys' businesses right now. 13 and a half years, never seen anything like this. I had a text right before this about somebody that's really excited about seeing the vision. I said, show them what's happening right now in your business. That's all. That's simple as that. We don't need to go into much more unless they've got other specific questions. Just show them, short and sweet. Anyway, we could talk for all night. Do you guys want to stay on all night long? Because we could just talk all night. Wendy's ready to get to work. That's awesome. Okay. Well, anything else, Shampoo?
No, I know that there's several of you that have your hands raised. Feel free to text Michelle and I after this. We'll get your questions answered
Yes.
right away. But we really want to thank you guys for just trusting us. We've got a big mission to accomplish here, and we're just getting started. The fun is going to start happening, and I'm just so proud of each and every one of you that you're putting in the energy and the effort to get where you want to get on this.
Yes, we're so excited. Reach out to us, reach out to the team, let us know your goals. We've got lots of months left. And again, we do this on our FAB, put 5 in if you're all in to be the leaders, to show up big, to be the positive light, to go out there. And personally, when stuff like this happens, if there's ever any like back order or like the holidays, instead of like pulling back, do you want to know what Sean and I's beliefs are? I like Dirk's right in the middle. Good to see you, Dirk, right in the middle. Instead of pulling back, Sean and my belief is it's time to double down. When people are pulling back, that's when you go forward. That's when you put the momentum in. That's when you share more, because that's when, oh my gosh, when this product is back out again, whoo, envision yourself there. Okay, Tanya's getting her exercise. I like it, sister. We have so many people to celebrate, but Tanya's right there walking. She's like dollars away from EC2 right now. So can we just all celebrate that really quick? We have so many people to celebrate, but she's walking and she's right by me right now, and she's just moments away. Literally, it's going to happen. So congratulations, everybody. We love you. We're here from you. Embrace this. Celebrate yourself and everything that you're doing. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Take care of yourself. Take your products. Get lots of water in. Nutritious food. Eat your protein. Go ground your feet to the earth. Okay? And then get after it again as well. Sacrifices are real, but this is a good time to make those things happen for you. Okay? We're all in for you. Mwah! Love you. Thank you.